Hello, anthropologists. I told you I would show you how I expect these response papers to be done. So first, let us go to our Blackboard site. So to find the assignments, we click here. Body ritual among the Nacirema is the first one. Here you will find, well, one, I want to tell you, don't summarize the reading. This is your response to this article. So here we look at, the article is Body Ritual Among the Nacirema. Look at when it was written, 1956. Has this culture changed since the author wrote this piece? That's an important piece of information you should usually check. How dated is the thing you're reading? I'm providing you this old reading because it is actually a classic in the field of anthropology. So I have a really good reason for showing you this to you that we'll talk about during class next week. So here, I'm just going to read you this paragraph right here. The Nacirema culture is characterized by a highly developed market economy, which has evolved in a rich natural habitat. While much of the people's time is devoted to economic pursuits, a large part of the fruits of their labors and a considerable portion of their day is spent in ritual activity. The focus of this activity is the human body, the appearance and health of which loom as a dominant concern in the ethos of the people. While such a concern is certainly not unusual, its ceremonial aspects and associated philosophy are unique. And then I'm going to skip because we've already read this. We're looking for important stuff now. While each family has at least one such shrine, the rituals associated, hold on, wait a minute. Let me read this paragraph to you. The fundamental belief underlying the whole system appears that the human body is ugly and that its natural tendency is to debility and disease. Incarcerated in such a body, man's only hope is to avert these characteristics through use of powerful influences of ritual and ceremony. Every household has one or more shrines devoted to this purpose. The more powerful individuals in a society have several shrines in their houses. And, in fact, the opulence of a house is often referenced in terms of the number of such ritual centers it possesses. Most houses are of wattle and daub construction, but the shrine rooms of the more wealthy are walled with stone. Poor families imitate the rich by applying pottery plaques to their shrine walls. Okay, so I'm disclosing that I've already actually tried to record this video and I didn't like it. So I have up my document already. This first sentence I went back and put at the end because this is the main direction I want to go. I figured out what it was I was going to say. You can do this by outlining. You can do it in a number of ways, but what is it you want to say? And what I ended up saying is, like our society, the Nacirema are superstitious and capitalistic. I mean, this is a very strong statement. It doesn't have to be correct, but the more powerful it is, the easier it will be for me to back up. So I actually wrote this paragraph, and then this is what I was trying to say. And as I said, you don't have to agree with it. It can be pretty, what's the word? Controversial, bold, however you want to say it. So I started thinking that ritual is like the main part of this. Oh, let me show you a thing. So, class 93, under course materials, you will find, here you go, under week 2, you can see that I have the words culture, ethnocentrism, cultural relativism, ethnography, ethnology, adaptation, enculturation, society, artifact, symbol. These are all words that I'm going to go over in our PowerPoint for our next session. So these are great words for you to look up. The word ritual is not actually in this list, but you saw ritual in the reading I gave you in the Nacirema article. So I go to the index and I look up ritual, which is page, was it 631? Yes, page 631 is ritual. So this is the 15th edition. It won't be on page 631 for y'all, depending on what edition you have. So don't just give me a definition of ritual. You are taking this vocabulary word and thinking about what the book says and applying it. So not all rituals are religious in nature. Consider, for example, college graduation ceremonies. But those that are play a crucial role in religious activity. Religious rituals is the means through which people relate to the supernatural. It is religion in action. Ritual serves to relieve social tensions and reinforce a group's collective bonds. More than this, it provides a means for marking many important events and lessening social disruption and individual suffering and crisis and death. Anthropologists have classified several different types of ritual. And the book says there's rites of passage. There are rites of intensification, which this might actually be a rite of intensification because rites of intensification are rituals that take place during the crisis in the life of the group and serve to bind individuals together. And does it give more? Okay, that's all I have here. So what I said when I was writing this is, okay, I said the Nacirema are ritualistic people that feel the body is polluted and needs to be absolved. Absolved, as I don't think is the exact right word, but I'd rather get a word down and then go back and proofread it and change it and make it better later. Having the words down is important. I can always proofread. You should always proofread. Okay, and then the rituals practiced by the Nacirema relieve tensions. And I actually, now that I'm looking at this, I got that off Haviland et al. 2016, page 632. So it's Haviland and 3 other writers. There's 4 writers here. Et al. Is Latin for and others. Since all is going to be abbreviated here, it's ALL. I put a period there for the abbreviation, Haviland et al. The year your book was published, it could be 2012, and then the page number. You have to use 2 different page numbers here. So that's one. I've already gotten half my points here. The Nacirema are a highly class-based society. They think that this kind of transitions, I need to put a lot more here, talking about your other rituals, going to the Holy Mouth Men, going to the Lepisto, what those mean. So I would give this is my second paragraph. The Nacirema are a highly class-based society. They think that those with wealth deserve more and therefore have better access to ritual care and goods, as can be seen with the extra ornate shrines the rich own and the fact that the more powerful individuals have several shrines. And you don't have to cite most of the stuff you're getting because you're reviewing this reading. You're giving a critique, your opinion on this reading. But since I used a direct quote here, don't use quotes very much. You don't have to use any at all. I'd rather you use fewer because no more than 20% of your paper can ever be quotes. So don't do it. But since I am quoting, Minor, 1956, and I got that off page 503 of this reading, right? Where's my, there it is. Okay. This is very much like our society in which the wealthy are seen to deserve more than the poor. This is why we proofread, people. More than the poor. It seems to me, that there there's a great deal of similarity between our culture and the Nacirema. So Haviland et al. Here, right? And we're reviewing minor. You insert a page break, which I already did. So you insert a page break and then you start your references here. Haviland, Prins, McBride, and Walrath. Credit all four writers, the year they wrote it. This is the title of the book. The title of the book is in italics. You put the edition number. That edition number is worth 5 points. Make sure you always have it. I take 5 points off if you don't have it. Cengage Learning is the publisher, published in Boston. The article is written by Horace Minor, 1956. Body Ritual Among the Nacirema is the title, but since it's an article in a journal, that gets italicized. Control-I will italicize it, or if you click here, this little I right here does it. 1956, pages 58, or what is that 58? I don't know what that is. Oh, it's edition 58, pages 503 to 507. See, this is already at 161 words. It has to be about 500 words, 500 to 700 words. You do not get bonuses for writing too much. I want you to stay focused. Make sure you give me your opinion. You're not graded on what your opinion is. You can say they're wonderful and you want to join them. You could say they're terrible and you just can't understand how they do it. Try to not be ethnocentric in your wording. Try to watch how you talk about people because they might read it and you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And remember, you can't understand a culture if you're busy saying why they're wrong. But you could just feel that, yeah, this is gross and disgusting and this is bad. And you're entitled to feel however you feel. Just remember when you're writing about people, take into mind, say my personal bias. I feel very uncomfortable with the rituals these people engage in. I think they're wrong or ungodly or dangerous to the people. You're allowed to feel that. Just be aware. Don't say they are, I feel. I hope that makes sense to you all. I really hope that makes sense to you all. Be aware of your personal biases when you're writing. But as I said, you're entitled to feel however you want, and you can make that opinion whatever you want it to be. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to be posting this on YouTube so I can keep using it. Your first paper is due before our next class session so we can talk about it during class. Once you read this, I know you're going to have a lot to talk about. Okay, I hope that helps you all. Bye. Oh, wait, no, one more thing. I want to show you all how to post your work. Share. So let me go to Student View. Okay, you're in Student Preview. So you go to Assignments. Click on the Nacirema. Here's my grading. 30% to beat on topic, 15% using the textbooks, 20% that you have a main idea. So that's 12-point font, double spaced, all that. Okay, so to submit it, you click January 24th. Then you click Browse Local Files. I'm going to submit, let me see, 1P. Open. Be careful, make sure your documents have professional titles. Ooh, that's DOCX. I'm not going to be able to grade that. So when you save this, go back, browse files, you're really going to want something that is student work. let's see, this is a Word doc. No, that's DOCX2. Drat. You only want to submit homework that's saved as a DOC, not DOCX, or a PDF. So what I'm going to do here is File, Save As. We're going to save it to our desktop, just for simplicity's sake. Nacirema, Word document. Actually, I'm just going to save it to documents. Nacirema essay. See, you have a choice. You could save it Word document or as a PDF. The best way to do this for most of your homework assignments is save it as a PDF. That way it's an image that won't move around. So if you have a lot of footnotes, in this class we're using the in-text. The anthropological style is to use the in-text citations. Chicago Manual Style in-text citations is the style for anthropology. My history classes have to use footnotes in Chicago Manual Style. But if you save it as a PDF, your formatting, your images that you put in, all your bullet points, none of that will move around. So you'll always save it as a PDF. So then we browse local files, in documents, Nacirema essay, open. And then do not attach the RuPaul one. That was fun, writing a paper about the RuPaul show. Okay. So Nacirema essay and submit. Okay. Exit preview. Now let's see. Needs grading. Okay, so here we go. This is what I see on my end. I will be looking at this safe assign score to make sure nothing's plagiarized. You shouldn't plagiarize anything, but especially an opinion paper. And remember, no more than 20% of your paper can be quoted material. So check the safe assign report. If it's too high, if it's anything over 24%, you really need to double check it. You know what? I'm going to give myself an A on it because I did a good job. Okay, no, I didn't, but okay. If you have any questions, once again, email me. And y'all have a great week and enjoy
Thank you for calling Origin.
Dr.
Gary?
King Day coming up next week.
Hi,
Have
sir.
a great
How are
one.
you today?